got some mail.
Yay!
So let's open it up. Caroline, do you want to read it?
Hello ladies, this week we are focusing on how our cultural and psychographic influence our consumer behavior. We made a list for you guys, and each person needs to go out on their own and buy those products.
Number 1, beverage. 2, t-shirt. 3, lunch.
Let's go for it!
Go! Starbucks. So Starbucks is always my go-to. I've been going to Starbucks for a very long time. In Canada, there's Starbucks on every corner. We'd even go on social media, send each other Instagram posts of like which beverage we get. And yeah, so I'm part of the Generation Z, and marketers are very well known that we're on social media a lot. And so they know where to reach our target audience. And that definitely had an impact on my middle school experience too. It's also very important to know that age has a very big impact on consumer behavior, and that is well known through my purchase of Starbucks. Cheers.
For my coffee, I decided to go to Blackbird, the one behind me, and it's the cutest coffee place in Utrecht. I feel so connected to them because I love fair trade stuff and homemade bakery, and they love to travel, and every time when they come back from a travel you can try new stuff inside, inspired by their travels. For me, going to Blackbird is value based. I can say that my values are in line with those of Blackbird. So this means that they are targeting a specific audience which have the same values as them. So in my opinion, Blackbird's values are good quality for affordable price, homemade bakery with love, and being fair trade and organic.
So the next item on my list was a shirt, and I decided to go to Bijenkorf for it. It's kind of funny, before I moved here, so when I was in Canada, I didn't really care about what I wore, what brand names I wore, but since I moved here, I think more of a materialistic girl, and I like to place more value to clothing items and material, and so I came to Bijenkorf and I actually chose the Levi's shirt. Levi's is a very popular brand name here, I find. A lot of people are wearing it, and yeah, I just chose this to fit more in. I know that through value segmentation, marketers can actually target my specific audience so that the brand names, the high-end kind of products that I look for to fit in. And so through the segmentation, they can pick those people that fit in that specific group, that have those kind of similar values, and then target those people specifically.
So I chose Episode for my basic t-shirt because since I think half a year ago I became more aware of how the fast fashion chain works and started to be more conscious about my clothing choice, and therefore going more often to Episode. And I think that Episode is aware of the slow fashion trend, and especially vintage trend going on underneath this Generation Z, which I'm a part of. So they are probably targeting on this Generation Z, being aware that Generation Z is more appealing to this vintage and slow fashion trend of second-hand clothing than probably other generations. So they're way home, but I thought of one more marketing tip for the Episode, because the Episode is quite a messy store and you cannot find clothing due on a side categorization or color. So imagine that if they want to reach a larger target audience, they should consider a different style in their stores and maybe think of a more cleaner way to present their products, and that is more appealing for consumers to shop there.
Decided to have a capsalon for lunch. So through the process of acculturation, I needed to adapt to the eating culture of the Netherlands. I love learning about new cultures, and so when I moved here, I started to acquire knowledge, skills, and behavior through social interaction and modeling the behavior of my Dutch friends. So very traditional Dutch is the kapsalon. And so when I was shopping downstairs at the Bijenkorf, I saw an advertisement for the food court upstairs and saw that they have vegan kapsalon, and I'm vegetarian, so it really reached that kind of value for me when I saw the advertisement. I was like, oh, this is perfect. And there was actually a qualitative study done by Heather Hartwell, Lorraine Brown, and John Edwards, and they concluded that internationals were having a hard time and could use the assistance in integration. And so marketers can actually take this into consideration when they have international students as a target audience. For example, the Bayernkorf could have an international welcoming student night and advertise it as a food introduction and a social event so they can make friends and acculturate easily into the new culture.
So for my lunch, I decided to go to Gijs. And Gijs is a fair trade organic restaurant in Utrecht, and many of those dishes are also vegan. And I value fair trade made dishes and meals when I know what dishes are made of. And Gijs is connecting to my values with their marketing position. I noticed that they got online advertisement in, for example, Facebook, and that's the way I found out about them. So they are targeting vegans or people who love healthy food, and therefore they are attracting this specific target audience. So